So this is a video about the overlay function, or not function, but the overlay effect that you can make in a web page where you hover over something and something appears on top of your box. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate this using the inspect element. I'm not sure if you've ever done this before, but if you right-click on something, you can inspect element, and it'll show you all the things that are happening in this page. So first of all, I'll explain what's going on here. So here you can see this box. It's kind of a container which contains two images side by side. Okay, so there's two images, each with that hover effect. And when you put your mouse on top of one of the elements, you can see that it does highlight it up here. So here you can see when I put my mouse on this div class W3 content. Okay, so this box is, as you can see, highlighted in blue, and the yellow shows the margins of this box. So this is the box that's containing the two images. Okay, so this one creates some padding. There's a bunch of stuff that might be difficult to understand, but not everything is essential to understand. What's important is that you know that this is the containing box. Okay, and it looks like here when I hover over this one, class W3 half, this is the container that they use to contain the first image. And if you click on these individual things, it shows the CSS that's associated with these elements. So this div class W3 half, if you look closely here, you can see all the CSS here, the various padding and whatnot. And since it is half of that box, you can see that they use width 49.99%, so half. They might even put 50%, and maybe the browser somehow rendered that a little bit smaller. So basically half of this content. Okay, and you can see in order to get these side by side, what they've done is these W3 half containers are floated. So floated left, and this other one that's 50% also is floated left, so they just kind of hang out next to each other. Okay, and inside this half, they have yet another div which contains, you can see the H3 and the paragraph, right? You can see them highlighted up here as I put my mouse over top of them. And here is actually where they start making this overlay effect. Okay, so in order to get this overlay effect, you have to have the parent being or using a relative position. Now you can't have something that floats and have relative position at the same time. That doesn't work. That's why they have this half floated, and then inside this half they use another container which can use relative position, because I can't use float and relative on this thing right here, right? This W3 half. I can't put both of those types of positions. So in this one, the containing one uses the float to get these two images side by side, and in order to do the overlay, this container fade will be a relative position. Now if I click on that and I start browsing through the CSS, you can see right there, okay, container fade position relative. Okay, and then when I go to the actual overlay, I think it's there you can see position absolute. So just to summarize, in order to get this effect, the child, which is the text, has to be position absolute inside the parent, which is position relative. Okay, and that will deal with these individual things. And in order to get two or more of these, then you'll have to put them in another container, which you can then float them to get them side by side. So that, I hope that's clear. Okay.